Alright, so I just picked up this Honda CR80 shifter cart off Face Marketplace, and my plans are to make it faster than my personal car. A couple things that stood out on this cart, and the reason I bought it was the all-wheel brakes and the aftermarket ECU that has two tunes, so you can switch it on the cart to have more power or less power. So we also got all these tires with it, sprocket, some electronics, and then I've got this radiator that will be going on it, and then also I've got this seat that I have on my old go-kart, and I really like the carpet on the sides. I think it looks good, so I'm going to be taking that seat off that go-kart, putting on this one. Now I'm installing the seat, and you got to mock it up to make sure that it's in the right spot, drilling the holes, and then making sure that you fit in the cart. Because of how tight these shifter carts are, the engine right beside you and the shifter knob, which your knees can hit. So you got to make sure the seat is at the right length back, and then as well as the right distance away from the engine so that the chain or the expansion chamber or exhaust and nothing hits. And you also don't want to get burnt because of how close the engine is, and you want to be comfortable enough that you can move around. So I'm installing the engine here, and then I'm put on the chain. Alright, it is a little bit hard to start, but because you got to do throttle right here, which is obviously not connected, and I got to start it from over here, but I'll try it. It runs. Obviously that's choke off. It will, I haven't tried it, but it'll probably idle on with choke on. I'm gonna put everything away and make it look nice. Alright, so I got everything cleaned up, and so right now I think I'm going to put on the side panels, and then I have a couple other like small details, like this is a coolant overflow right here, and that just, I'm going to bolt it onto there, and that's just going to pull all the coolant that might overflow. This is just from filling it up into there. That's going to go there. I have a mount right here that's going to hold the exhaust. It's going to bolt in right there, and then down here. Also, this frame is 1/2 inch off the ground whenever it's resting, which is pretty low, especially for what I'm doing. I'm not racing, I'm just riding around on the road, and so you can actually move these down about 1/4 inch, which really is not anything, but I'm going to do it because it's going to be a little more clearance that I have. And then this I'm going to mount right here, and that's going to hold the seat, so there's just going to be an extra support right there on the seat. Another cool thing about this one, I've got 2 different maps. I'm running some ECU. I have no idea what it is, but it's Vortex. It's made in Australia. Not sure, but it has 2 different maps. So I'm gonna figure out what those do. Also, I need to route the exhaust so it comes straight into there. This is pretty much a straight pipe. You can kind of see all the way through. Yeah, you can see the hole at the end, but I'm sure it's gonna dampen it. And then the last thing I need to do is bleed the brakes. There's this cool brake bias on this, so this is pretty adjustable. So I guess if I want to do burnouts, I can put it all on the front, and if I want to race, I'm guessing I want more braking power on the front than the back, but I guess I'll figure that out. So the main goal of this build is to make a shifter cart that's going to be faster than my 500 horsepower Supra. Obviously this is only an 80cc 2-stroke. It has about 20 horsepower. I'm not sure. We're going to do 0 to 60. I'm going to gear it to go 60 miles an hour exactly, and we're going to see how it does. If it's really slow, which I feel like it's going to be pretty fast, but if it doesn't beat the Supra and it's not even close, then the plan is to get a bigger engine. Maybe a 4-stroke or a 2-stroke 250. Not sure. Now I'm going to work on the brakes and put on the side panels. Also, I need to redo the wiring here. This was just to get it started. It looks terrible, and I need to make them all the wires longer so I can mount this somewhere. Fuel pump also, I'm running like 10 different colored hoses, and it looks terrible. And then this is the furthest I can't go any further that way. I'm planning to mount the fuel pump right here. So that's what we're working on right now, and then obviously I have to do the throttle. So that's what I'm gonna get started on. Alright, so we got the CR80 shifter cart. It's almost 100% dialed. I'm not exactly sure what else needs to be done, but we're just gonna run it right now. My Supra is actually at the shop right now getting some work done, and I'll show that in the next video. So we're gonna race. My friend has a built Porsche 944. It has 400 horsepower, so we're just gonna run the shifter against this Porsche for now, and it should be a pretty fair race. They're both manual. The Supra is obviously automatic, so let's hope this thing wins. All right, we don't have a cameraman, so we're just putting this GoPro down here. All right, so we just reviewed the footage, and it looks like it was actually a tie based off the GoPro. I wasn't really looking beside me. I was just trying to stay straight, but it looked like it was a tie. We're gonna run it again a little later, hopefully when it warms up, because my tires are spinning and his Porsche tires are spinning. It's like 2 degrees above freezing, so everything was cold, and we just started up the karts. We didn't want to cause too much attention, so I think we're gonna either do it here again or go to another place, warm up the tires, like warm up the kart. Honestly, my kart just started up and then just went. So that's what we're gonna do, but it was a tie. So considering this is a 80cc shifter kart versus a 400 horsepower built car, the shifter kart did pretty well. Okay, so we just got a truck to take the kart, and we're gonna go to another spot, which is gonna be a little more open and a little bigger. So we're gonna load up the karts right now, put them in.
What if I shipped the second? That's why you lost.
Dude, that was a good race though. All right, a couple things. I lost the race. It was close, but I lost it. I shifted through all 6 gears before I finished before we even got to the finish line. So I was already at max RPM in 6th gear before I finished. So I was already topping out at like 63, I think I had a gear to. So I think where I went wrong is that I geared to go exactly like 60, 63. And I should have geared to go maybe 70 or 75. And because of that, I just topped out and I couldn't go any faster. I had the power. It only has 20 horsepower, but I had the power. So I built this one, which has a CR85 engine in it. It only has like 5 more horsepower, which is still a lot for 5 cc's more, but this one's geared to go about 73 to 75. So this one should go a lot faster, but it's snowing right now. Can't take it out. Also, it only has 5 more horsepower. It's not going to beat the Supra. The Porsche is not going to beat the Supra. So if I can barely just beat the Porsche, even if this one is faster than the Porsche, it's not going to be close to the Supra. So bigger engine. I have a CR125 engine, but I don't think it's going to beat the Supra still. So I think I need more power. Maybe EFI, I'm not sure. But anyway, so there was an Amazon delivery driver behind us when we started the race. You can kind of see it in the first shot where we did the beginning of the race. And at the end of the race, he went past my cameraman, and he actually said that he had his money on the go-kart. It did lose, so we'll put a bigger engine in it.